Excellent!
Hey everyone, welcome to Paul's Hardware. Today I'm going to be doing an unboxing and overview of this quad channel memory kit from G.Skill. This is the G.Skill Trident X Series 4x4GB 2400 speed DDR3 memory kit. So let's take a closer look at the G.Skill Trident X quad channel memory kit. There you can see it in its retail packaging. It is pretty much a red and black color scheme. Again, this is a quad channel kit. So you'll see stuff like designed for X79, Sandy Bridge E, quad channel. This is of course just as at home in a dual channel configuration. So if you got, for instance, a Sandy Bridge or an Ivy Bridge processor, or if you're running an AMD processor that of course also uses dual channel configurations, this will work just as well. Now the speed rating here, 2400, is going to be very dependent on your memory controller. The memory controller is part of your processor, at least with modern processors, that's how it works. So, Ivy Bridge, very, very good memory controller. So if you're rocking a 3rd generation Intel Core processor, chances are you're going to be able to run these at its rated speed. At work we have some of the 2666 kits, and those just as equally are just as equally suited for Ivy Bridge, and actually all of the Ivy Bridge processors that I've tested so far, which is 3570K and a 3770K, have been able to run the 2666 kits at their rated speed. So here's the insert, of course. So actually you do have the Extreme Edition i7 right there, so that's going to be Sandy Bridge E. Of course you also got standard Ivy Bridge logo right there, designed for 3rd generation Intel Core processors and Z77 platform. Okay, so maybe they're not talking about X79, but it'll work just as well on X79. Anyway, before I get too distracted, this is the kit information, as you can hopefully read right off of there. DDR3 2400, PC3 19200. People ask me what the difference is between these two numbers. Basically, the second number here is multiplied by the prefetch buffer, which is a factor of 8 with DDR3. So basically, if you take that number divided by 8, it should be 2400. Is that correct? 19200 divided by 8. 8 goes into 19 twice, that's 2, with the remainder of 3. 3200, 8 goes into 32, 4, 2400. Yeah, see? My math works. You guys probably all did that in your head like a minute before I did. Anyway, apart from the speed, of course, and by the way, just to follow up on people asking me about the difference between these two, I pretty much ignore the big number. I think the big number is just there for marketing purposes. I only focus on the 2400, so I'll say this memory kit is 1600 or 2400 or something like that. Anyway, this is a 4x4 gig kit, so it gives you 16 gigs total, 4096 megabytes per stick, of course, and then our timings here, cast latency of 10, 12, 12, 31, 1.65 volt. Here's some extra information from G.Skill about how awesome these memory kits are. These are their top-of-the-line memory kits, pretty much. And it's really the fastest memory that I've gotten my hands on to date. Apart from that little insert there, you also get a G.Skill little case badge there if you want to advertise for G.Skill on your case, or if you just like collecting the case badges. I have a collection of case badges, and I'm sure at some point in the future I'm totally going to put them all somewhere. Alright, here's the kit itself. You get 4 of these. They're all identical. Things that I like about this kit. An actual black PCB on the memory itself. Right there. You'll find kits that have really cool heat spreaders on them. And then you look and it's just got that old kind of ghetto looking green PCB, or maybe even like a turquoise PCB underneath it. And if you're picky about colors in your case, well, a little bit of green sticking out the side might just be a pet peeve. I don't know. Depends on what kind of build I'm working on, to be perfectly honest. But coming back to what I like about these sticks, apart from the black PCB, of course, I do like the heat spreader. I do like the color scheme that they've gone with. The heat spreader has this red part on top, and this thing is actually quite sharp. In fact, this would be one drawback to this kit, if I'm going to be nitpicking, is these 2 points right here are actually quite sharp. You could easily cut yourself on them, or at least poke yourself. These in the middle, not quite so much, but do be careful of those. But the heat spreader does work quite well. Keeps the sticks nice and cool, dissipates the heat, gives it a pretty tough look. Matches really nice, I should say, with Asus ROG gear, of course, and I think that's probably what maybe they were going for with this one. But also in any sort of black themed case, or black and red, of course. But you will notice the heights. So you do have some extra height compared to the top of the actual PCB, which is right there, heat spreader itself. But if you notice, there's a small screw right there. Let me just get my small screwdriver, and I'll pop this in. And here is a nice, thoughtful thing I feel like G.Skill has done with this kit, is that they let you remove both of these screws. And if you do have, let's say, your stick of memory that's closest to your CPU and you've got an air cooler, well, you can just go like that. Ta-da! So the top part of the heat spreader is removable. Now, I will say that when you do remove this top heat spreader, the memory looks, well, truncated. I don't know how to describe it. The memory doesn't look quite as fierce as it did before. Not quite as badass. But it's still there. It's still got the black heat spreader. It's still got the Trident X. So I'm guessing probably not too many people are going to set up these kits, take off all the heat spreaders and run them like that. But let's say you do have that one stick that's too close to your air cooler, and you got a big fat air cooler with a fan that sticks out, and you need just a little bit more space. Well, you can pop that off of the one stick that's closest to your memory. I think it still looks okay that way since it's underneath the like an air cooler anyway. And does give you a bit more flexibility, which is always nice to have. And that is going to wrap it up for this video, guys. Once again, this has been my unboxing and quick overview of the G.Skill Trident X Quad Channel Memory Kit. And this definitely falls into the category of one of the products that I've handled and gotten to play around with a bit on our Newegg TV YouTube channel. That's my day job. And I've decided to take a second look here on my channel because it is one of my favorite products over the past year or so. You've been watching Paul's Hardware. If you'd like to see more tech videos and unboxings, you can find them on my Paul's Hardware YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe, toss me a like if you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you all next time.